Okay, so there is two things I want to ask Spirit about. But the first thing that's still rolling around, I want to ask permission because it's not my information. But I know that there is a specific person watching me. And I feel like the reason why I want to talk about it is because of this person that's watching me, but I don't know if it's necessarily okay for me to, we have Ace of Wands, and the Worlds. I'm hearing you have your own, there's been things projected onto me for a really long time, and the Spirit wants me to make it known that this isn't hidden, because people are, I'm a Six of Wands, people are running, this one action is going to lead to victory. People are running with information and using whatever the fuck they know about me as like fuel for the fire in their own fucking life. So we're going to talk about something very deep inset that somebody needs to know, and it has to do with being a scapegoat. The second thing I wanted to go over was some dreams I had, so I might make a separate video for that because it's a different topic. But for this, I have Ace of Wands and the Worlds. My dad was the middle child in his family, and he was the scapegoat of his family. He was also the most like artistic and had the most like merit for how he wanted to live his life. Like he went to Parsons. His family didn't necessarily support him through that. They supported the other two people in his life. One being, both of them kind of sabotaging him in the center. So very narcissistic. Even when my dad passed, like I reached out to one of them and they made it all about them, basically. Like, so I don't really talk to like any side of my extended family on my parents, either side of my parents, for specific reasons. Most of it being that they're all abusive in some sort of way. So when what I'm about to talk about isn't from like a place of lack of knowledge of like what this is. Like I know exactly what the fuck I'm saying at this point, and there were enough hints. So then whoever's watching is getting a little insight about me, but you also need to know this because there's somebody that needs this message. Directly, the person I'm talking about might need this message. I don't really think he's watching me, but I know his fucking brother is. So, yeah, Ace of Cups. I'm saying this out of a place of care. I actually care about this person. This is what, like, I feel like this person is getting scapegoated in this family. Before I was in a long distance relationship for a few years that I recently got out of in the last few months. Obviously when you go through a breakup, you're filtering through a bunch of different memories of this person or things that were said and things you didn't, like, I don't know, like, I go through a period of, like, looking for the red flags. Some people do this. It's part of my healing so that I can be like, okay, that doesn't matter. That this happened, this is what this was, and it's not a part of my life anymore, and I can let it go once I, like, process it properly. Because before, I was just, like, ignoring it and being like, that's not, I'm like, what is that? Let's just not deal with that right now because it's not important. It wasn't, but then I look back at things or I remember things and I'm like, well, that's kind of upsetting. In retrospect, knowing who this person is now, the person I was dating, like, they're an inherently selfish person and they were projecting energy onto me that I felt like were premonitions of other people in their life, but now I think it's their projections of these people that were in their life. Like, I was blatantly connecting with my partner and he was projecting his energy on other people, so I was thinking these other people were what he was projecting, and I was thinking my own shit was was what he was projecting. Because obviously, like, once he left my life, the projections he was carrying towards me were gone. Like, I don't have to deal with them anymore. And this would happen, like, we'd break up and then get back together. And when we'd break up, I would obviously function better in my life and then be like, oh, it's over now, and why was I upset in the first place? And then I would have this person back in my life and realize, oh, you're literally, like, creating negativity. Like, you're going through negativity in your mind and then putting it on me, and I'm literally reading you. I'm bodily, emotionally, and energetically connected to you and thinking it's me. So before I even met his family, there was a conversation we had about how one of his exes might have been, like, intimate with the middle child in his family. And I didn't meet his brother yet. Like, I didn't meet the middle child. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, is so-and-so with so-and-so? Because I'm picking up on blah, blah, blah. But I didn't say it to him. I didn't say this to him. He said it first. I was like, I feel like there's something I have to tell you. But it's kind of upsetting, and I feel like I'm not using enough discernment or something to even talk on it. And he was blatantly like, you think that so-and-so is fucking my brother, basically. And I was like, well, that's what I'm picking up on. Now I'm realizing that's not the truth. He was projecting that into the energy. And then once I actually did meet his brother, it would be like his family would talk behind his brother's back, even though realistically his brother was the most successful out of any of the people in the house, and he was also trying to be the closest with his family members. His family members are cold as fuck, and I'm gonna explain why. This is not the impression I had right away, obviously. This is my impression now that I have gone over all of the fucking significant memories I have for the last 4 years. So that was a few years ago that conversation happened. We were on our way to go see this apartment, or this place that I was about to go live in, and the train stopped, and we had this conversation, and it felt like significant specifically because the train stopped moving for us to have it. We were stalled in what we were doing just to have this conversation, okay? So then, obviously, at this point, like, when I meet him, very engaged, obviously wanted to meet me because we were in a long-distance relationship, so he talked to me about his family. They probably, like, were interested in understanding who I am now because they've seen me on the phone with him, like, you know? And then whenever, like, his brother would come home for whatever reason and I was there in the last year, he'd be like, oh, it's because he came home because of your hair, like, jokingly. And it's just like, why is that a joke? Why are you saying that to me? Then also on one of my visits, his brother and his friend actually did ask me for a reading. They were very nice, very receptive to what I said. And his other brother had his girlfriend over, and I met her, like, his girlfriend at the time. Everybody was there. We were actually leaving that day, so I was like, oh wow, it's so nice that everybody came over. I got to meet some of these people, and my boyfriend looked like he was disturbed. Like, he looked uncomfortable, and I was like, are you alright? He's like, yeah, it's fine, blah blah blah. I was like, your brother asked me for a reading, and he was like, do you feel used? And I was like, what? Like, why? In my mind, I'm like, why are you over here upset that I'm getting attention from the people that you care about? Because when the people I care about you, I'm very relieved and happy that they're treating somebody that, like, you know, they're still getting to know, like, their family. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's one of the reasons why I'm not with this person. But then I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, all of you are trash to this person. Why? Because they know how to handle their money? Because they're not an alcoholic? Because they're not sitting here smoking weed every single day? Because they're actually, like, what is it? this person gave me the most genuine, like, interactions that I had out of everyone in his family, other than, like, his parents. But but then he'd leave. Like, he'd go to his, like, he had his own apartment. He has his own fucking life, his brother. And then as soon as he was in, you know, his own space and didn't have to be with them, they were complaining about him. That's scapegoat behavior, scapegoating him. That's fucked. That's your family member. So the energy I'm picking up on, that the reason I started thinking about this was, I feel like this person, there's some sort of, there's conflict around the lies that are being told. Whether about me or about anybody in this family situation. And if you're listening to this and obviously you're not connected to the story I'm telling, this may be something like if and they're like, my spirit guides are like, don't forget the gingerbread house. The gingerbread house was the tipping point, because this past Christmas I was there for Christmas the first year, and me and my boyfriend were making a gingerbread house, and I was in the kitchen with him and his younger brother. And his younger brother told me this story about how my boyfriend, when his, the middle brother was holding a gingerbread house and coming out from the bus with his gingerbread house that he made at school, like, really excited to bring it in and show people. And my boyfriend smacked it out of his hand and broke it on the ground. And thought that was hilarious. And him and his younger brother were laughing. And I was sitting here like, the most my sister ever did in terms of, like, we borrow each other's shit, and by accident she closed the door to her room on my hand because she didn't want me in her room. But she didn't sit there and laugh at me. Like, she didn't do malicious ass shit and then laugh at me. When I was a toddler, I did, but I was a toddler. This person was like probably a teenager into their 20s when they did this. Most likely a teenager. And then they're still sitting there in their almost 20s laughing about it. I'm like, in my head, I was like, this isn't funny. If you had done that to me when I was a kid, I would remember that and be like, not trust you. So you're lucky that he's nice to you. That's a fucked up, unempathetic thing to do. Which is also probably why he keeps his business to himself, because I would assume that he's somewhat aware that his family are a bunch of saboteurs. Middle child behavior. This is a lot of what my dad described to me also of him, like, of him having a family like this, and his family also being alcoholics. So you think it's fucking funny to abuse your own family member? The Lovers keeps coming out. If my boyfriend was even aware that his brother might have, like, liked me or something, the way that it was spoken to me and the way that people were communicating with me around this situation is fucking inappropriate and rude to both of us. I was dating my boyfriend. Why the fuck are you pushing all this shit onto me? I'm dating you. Why are you making these jokes? I was like, this isn't a fucking joke. I was born in a household where jokes were passive-aggressive tools to tell me how you really feel. So, like, for some, I know that when you have a really deep connection with someone, a really respectful, trust-filled, empathetic relationship or friendship even with someone, you can tell really bad jokes and you can be a little malicious and know that the other person doesn't fucking mean it. This is not what that is. It pisses me off, honestly. Pisses me the fuck off. sit here and be afraid that someone wants your brother, and then you constantly triangulate me. Why are you even worried about me? You're using me. You were using me to do whatever else the fuck you were doing. That's why you could say such stupid ass fucking shit to me. The lovers. And I felt like, again, the lovers. This is also Gemini energy. Something about, something about the mom. Mothering energy. Mother. The core of this is their mother. Who I liked. And no issue with this entire family. Everybody has their fucking shit, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, at this point, they have family heirlooms of mine that I want back, including a lamp that I gave to my boyfriend that was my father's. So you're sitting there with shit that came from my family, and then I sit here and I have respect for you, and I have respect for you and your family. I gave to you as much as I fucking could, and then you took as much as you fucking could, and then I saw you take from your own fucking family as much as you could, emotionally, financially, whatever the fuck. Just users is what I'm hearing. Users. That's all you know how to fucking do. The Empress. Mother. Again, mom. I'm hearing you don't know how to be compassionate. That's not even me. I just heard that. You don't know how to be compassionate. You know how to tell people what to do. You know how to have anxiety and worry. You don't know how to be fucking compassionate, though. It's because I'm hearing you have no compassion for yourself. You always feel like you gotta prove something to these fucking men. You have no compassion for your fucking self. How the fuck are you supposed to have compassion for the children and the men that you created when you have no compassion for the men in your life? No understanding. I'm hearing you're not even trying. You're just victimizing yourself most of the time, and then creating a bunch of anxiety around that. And then the men in your life don't have any fucking respect for you. That's the honest truth, and I say that with love, because really that's the fucking problem. There's very deep bonds with the women in your life that I get, but why am I even saying this? Oh, it's because there's shit being said about me. My shit is in your garage. I had a dream about that today. I have a bunch of stuff that is there because I was told that I was going to be taken care of, but intuitively I knew that was not the fucking truth. I knew I was going to be abandoned. It was shown to me multiple times that I was going to be stranded without anything. Multiple times. Whether that was your intention or not, Spirit knew that that's where you would put me. There is mother healing here. Mother energy healing. Three tails. I was talking today to one of my coworkers about how women are intuitive at birth. Like, women are naturally intuitive because we create life. But that can lead to the light, or it can lead to a deep, unempathetic evil. And there's no in-between. I'm hearing sometimes there's an in-between. Sometimes, but I'm hearing in old age, there's one will lead to the other. And that's very easy to see. Because it's the raw child. The raw child is either in this innocent sense, or they're fucking so defensive that they're just always combative. And evil is what I'm hearing. And like, what is evil? Evil is an inherent intent of use on people, use on your own family. Like, are you leading with compassion and growth? Are you using your family because you created them? Like, it's this place of ego. I'm hearing for myself also, but you need to hear this as well, that you're coming to a place with yourself where you're realizing who you are as a mother, whether you are a mother or not. Like, if you're mothering yourself at this point, if you're a grown adult, like, who you are in that sense as a mother, and what other compassionate energies you want around you, to the point of the things that do not resonate with you are just making you into that kind of feral, is about to. It's gonna make you a little bit feral, like how people are treating the people that you actually care about, or who actually give a shit about you, or like understand like who you are as a person. I'm hearing I was there when I was supposed to be there. Like, I knew I was in the correct spot. There's been multiple times with myself where I have to go over, like, feeling like this was a waste of fucking time, and I know I was there for some reason. Okay, so I had 3 dreams today, and then there was another one yesterday that I was confused about. So the one yesterday was my ex that I was just speaking about, and they were embracing me, and they were, like, shirtless. I think I was shirtless too, but I don't remember. Which I took as, like, vulnerability and nakedness and, like, embrace of, like, or I just figured they were saying goodbye. Yeah, they're not moving. They're stagnant. Stagnancy. Staring at something that they grew, but not doing anything with it. And I woke up and I had no feeling about it. Like, I wasn't happy and I wasn't upset. I was just like, okay, what's the reason for that? Because in the past, when I have dreams about this person that are like that, like some seem intimate, it was a lure, like a fishing lure. This motherfucker loves to fish. Fishing lure. Bitch. I should, like, my innate reaction will soon be, is what I'm hearing, to just push your ass away. But you're squeezing out every bit of fucking compassion and empathy I have for you in the astral. Because in the physical, you're a piece of shit. The Lovers again. Yeah. This is the other Lovers card, though. Is the divine feminine energy. I'm hearing duality, but it's still the same. So I was like, okay, why? And then today, I feel like today was the answer. The first dream I had, I was with, again, my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, and we were in his car and with my stuff, and I thought we were driving somewhere, and we stopped for, like, to get something to eat or something, or, like, I stopped to go to the bathroom, and they were gone with the car, and I was in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't know where the fuck I was, which is a dream I had before, like, a few weeks ago, like, same type of thing. Except I was running out of a building and I didn't know where I was. But I don't even think he was in the dream. This time he like dipped, left me there. And I've had other dreams of him disappearing like that before too. So I'm hearing this could be an inner conflict. I don't think it is though. I think this has happened though. Like, I literally, and at this point, I don't know if it's because he's stupid or if it's because he wanted to get a rise out of me, because he's that manipulative. And he didn't get nothing. So it didn't work. They literally just made themselves look really fucking stupid and unempathetic by, what is it? There was one day, again, during Christmas time, where I was in the car with his brother and him and his mom. And we stopped so I could go to the bathroom, so I could pee, because I'm never in a car. I live in New York City. I'm never in a car. I have to gauge when I need to go to the bathroom to get on a train for a few hours, and then I don't need to go to that. Like, I'm never in a car. So I got out. My phone died as I was going to the bathroom, and I couldn't see their car. So I was literally standing out there with no phone service, nothing. Literally not my wallet, nothing. Had my phone in my hand, looking around, panicked. People kept passing me and, like, complimenting this sweater I had on. So I felt like Spirit was trying to tell me to calm down and that it was a test, like, because there were other energies sent to come and, like, negate the energy that I was being put on me at that moment, which was, like, abandonment to a degree. And I was out there for, like, 10 minutes at least, like, sitting on a bench, like, sitting there, like, trying to figure out where they were, if they were gonna come back around, if they were gonna see where they left me. And no, you know what was going on? They were in the car. They were sitting there in the car watching me that entire fucking time. Not considering, maybe I didn't know where the hell I was. Not texting me like, hi, we're over here. Nothing. Then I don't even remember how I figured out where they were. Maybe I just saw them. I got back in. Did I get, I'm sorry, we didn't know that, like, you were lost, blah, blah, blah. No apology. Just a bunch of excuses. And I was like, okay. And I shut the fuck up. Because we were about to be in the car together. And I honestly wasn't that mad about it. It wasn't that big a deal. But then when I look back at it as a thing, I'm like, you didn't even check. You didn't even be like, we're over here, or come around. Or I'm sitting on, you're not going to question why I'm sitting down, like, looking around? If you're just sitting there staring at me, were you enjoying the show? Like, what is wrong with you? Does this make any sense? Is this just me? But this was one of those moments where I'm like, looking back, I'm like, oh, there was no empathy there. Like, you didn't even be like, oh, I'm so sorry, were you, like, I hope we didn't, like, make you feel anxious or, because that's an anxiety inducing. I'm sitting there like, I have nothing. I can't call nobody. I can't charge my phone somewhere. If I get lost, I didn't have my wallet. Everything was in the car because I thought they were going to be right there when I got out, or at least, like, be looking at the door waiting for me. The fuck? There were multiple times where there was a rise trying to be taken out of me. Multiple times. There is no other person I've met in my life who has ever tried so many fucking times to get a rise out of me for fun. That I'm not blind to it. You did it so many times. There is not another person in my life at all who I let that close to me and get that much of a fucking shit out of me. Like, bro, like, you're ill. So that was the first dream. Second dream, I was at home, like, where I grew up in Manhattan, and my mom was, like, in the other room, and I could see her, and I was having a conversation with someone, literally giving me a full embrace, like, they were holding me, and I was like, but I couldn't see their face. Like, every time I tried to look, I couldn't see their face. But I was talking to them, and I was like, I know that this isn't real. Like, I was like, I know that this isn't real. I know you're holding me right now. But, like, you're never going to tell me who you are. And they were like, well, you have to end your relationship. And I was like, my relationship? I'm not in a relationship. He's like, yeah, you are. We call them, the well. We call them the well. I'm like, who the fuck is the well? Like, I guess my ex could be considered called the well, because they're fucking, they got that many fucking buckets in their watering hole. Like, I don't fucking know. What is the metaphor? What is the metaphor? I need to pull an oracle card, because the tarot card ain't helping me. The third dream, I just know that this person's bigger than me. That's it. Because I was engulfed. Anyway, the third dream was again my ex, and we were in his garage. Because I was talking to his mother, and I was asking his mother, like, where is my stuff, blah, blah, blah. And she was trying to be like, oh, you guys can work this out, blah, blah, blah. And like, in my energy and in my mind, I'm like, no, we can't. Where's my stuff? Like, and my stuff was, like, under the patio in the garage, like, getting water dripped on it. And I was, like, fucking angry. Okay? There's a part of me that knows I'm probably never going to see my shit again. There's journals I've lost. There's like half of my tarot collection I've lost. Some of them were Christmas gifts from my own family. I have, like, I don't even want to talk about the sentimental shit that I gave him as, like, a wedding ring. It's just fucking, like, I like my shit back. He knows where I live. Like, you can just email it to me. Maybe he doesn't think that this is over. It's fucking over. Like, if you're in fucking denial, give me my shit. Do you know how many times this motherfucker told me I was the worst thing that ever happened to him? And then, like, turn back around and be like, thank you for helping me, blah, 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 blah. No. Give me my shit. How about you have your scapegoat come drive me my shit since you think I like him so much? Give me my shit. Fucking sick ass. The devil. Yeah, maybe that was the devil in me. Sorry. Why is this coming out? Is that my fault? The world card. The demonic energy. I'm hearing it. It may not even be like a discernment is something that I really like having and like using. And there's a part of me that wants to just believe that these are the projections of the world's like getting in our way, because the devil is here to decode those projections. This may be like collective energy, but no. This is a 9 of coins. Look at her. She's like, she is abundant. She knows what the trees are telling her. She knows what the environment's telling her. She knows what the truth is. And she is looking like this owl is giving stanky right now. It's just like, we know what you did. And we're going to tell you what you did. We're gonna whisper all this in her ear. She's like, okay. I'm getting collectively, like, if you don't resonate with what I'm saying personally, like, understand that this is the energy right now. Like, there's just being truths revealed. Who's actually cares about you and who actually is, like, on your team, or who is actually fucking holding you, like, in a place where they remember you. Because there's some significance to like how you grew up, because I don't understand why I was in my room. Usually that has to do with things from the past. Maybe this is a person that's known me for a really long time or remembers when I was in that state with myself. 3 of Wands. When we were building. Someone's choosing an action. Maybe somebody's trying to figure out where I live. I don't live there. Don't bother my mom. Fuck. Two of Wands. What? My mom was in one dream and their mom was in the other dream. So it may have to do with karmic mother energy also. So there's 2 that have been presented by this feminine energy. Like, there's a mother involved that has presented 2 options here in action. And then there's one third one that I think is being gone towards that has nothing to do with what she suggested. Because I'm looking at, like, this feminine is, like, has the 2 actions, the 2 wands. And he's going towards the middle one. Not the 2 that she suggested. If this isn't, like, have to do with me, per se, maybe you're not aware I can hear you. Or see you. I was in your house. I can see you. Give me my shit. I have images. I have photos. I took photos of all my stuff before I left too. Of the things that I was like, I was already on edge. I was already like, I might not see any of this again. So I'm gonna take photos of like some of the pages in my journals that I really want to remember, or make prints of, or whatever the fuck, because I might not see these physical copies again. I'm not fucking stupid. Thanks, man. You think you haven't taken anything from somebody when you have my shit. I don't have anything of yours. I have nothing of yours. You're stuck. You're stuck for a reason. You hung yourself up here, but you're still fucking cautious of falling to the ground because he has his hand out, like, just in case. You may be energetically collecting message. You may be looking at something from a new perspective and bringing justice to a situation because of what you're looking at and what you're seeing. And this situation may not be anything like the situation you're going through. You're just having revelations like I am. The people in your life aren't good for you. And that we're really on some fucking bullshit because it's adding up to something really heinous and stupid and manipulative. Maybe because you're drinking too much. Maybe because you're doing something too much. I'm hearing you're talking too much shit. You're lying. Also, everything I've said is the absolute truth. And the absolute truth is kind of scary, isn't it? You tell my truth? You tell my truth? I ain't gonna be mad at you about my truth. Are you gonna be mad at me about yours? That's a real question. Are you mad at me about my truth? Because it's the truth. What's your truth? These are things you actually fucking said to my face. And these are the conclusions I came to because of it. Are the conclusions the truth? Now, no. Some of this is in my opinion. But I told the truth. And then, based on the truth, this is my hypotheses. And I'm fine with being wrong. But I don't think I am. It's not in my genetics.